Chosen one, stop for a moment. Really, pause everything. This is not a random video, and this isn't just another message on the internet. This is something your spirit has been waiting for. This moment, this message, this exact timing. It's all aligned. You didn't click on this by chance. You were brought here because deep within you, there's a stirring. Something has been waking up in you, something ancient, something holy, something unshakable. Let me ask you, have you felt lately like everything around you is shifting, breaking, collapsing? Have you watched people fall away from your life like leaves in autumn? Have you had moments where even the mirror couldn't show you who you were becoming? If you're nodding right now, if your chest feels tight and your eyes suddenly feel a little heavier, it's because your soul is listening. And I'm here to tell you, it's not in your head. It's real. And what you're going through is sacred. This message is for the chosen ones, not the self-proclaimed, not the performative, but the real ones, the ones marked by heaven and misunderstood by earth. You've always known you were different. Even as a child, the world felt louder, harsher, heavier. You saw through people's smiles. You sensed energy shifts before anyone spoke. You carried burdens no one knew about and still showed up for others while your own soul was breaking. That's not weakness. That's chosen one strength. And now, you're being summoned deeper. This message will shake you, challenge you, and remind you. Because today, you're going to hear a truth that only 1% are spiritually strong enough to face. Most will click away. Most will feel uncomfortable. But if you're still here, if you're still listening, it means heaven knows your name. You were meant to carry truth, not avoid it. Let me be clear. This message won't be easy, because real growth never is. The path of the chosen one is not built on comfort. It's forged through fire. And right now, you're walking through a season where everything false is being removed. Relationships, titles, habits, beliefs. You're being stripped not to be punished, but to be purified. This is the divine awakening. This is spiritual fire, refining you into who you were always meant to be. Many don't understand what's happening in their lives because they don't see it through a spiritual lens. But you, chosen one, you're being called to see higher, to listen deeper, to awaken the part of you that remembers who you are and why you came here. The illusions of this world are falling apart, and you're being handed the spiritual responsibility to walk with eyes wide open. That's why it hurts. That's why you feel like a stranger, even among people who love you. That's why you're tired of pretending to be okay in a world that doesn't see the war you're fighting. There's a hard truth you must face, and once you face it, you can't unsee it. This video will break something inside you, but not in a destructive way, in a freeing way, in a resurrecting way, because the moment you face the truth, you begin to rise. And the world won't recognize you after this, but heaven will. Before we go deeper, I want you to comment below if this message is already stirring something in your spirit. Type 999 in the comments if you feel this wasn't just a video, but a divine appointment. Your confirmation is important, not just for me, but for you. Because the moment you respond, you anchor this truth in your spirit. And I want to ask you, from one chosen one to another, don't just keep this to yourself. Share this message with someone else who might be silently suffering, silently waking up, silently holding on. You never know who might be one moment away from remembering their divine assignment. If you're new here, subscribe and tap that bell. This space isn't just a channel. It's a spiritual refuge for those marked by the heavens, a sanctuary for the awakened, a place where truth is spoken with fire and love. Welcome home. And if you've been with me for a while, you already know these messages aren't made, they're received. They come through me, but they're not from me. They are spiritual downloads from a realm far greater than this. I just have the honor of delivering what heaven entrusts. You are here because something in you is ready to remember what the world tried to make you forget. You are not ordinary. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are chosen. And that word, chosen, is not just a feel-good label. It's a divine responsibility. It means you've been trusted with vision, with strength, with truth that others can't carry. But before you can lead others, you must face what they fear. Before you can heal nations, you must heal the cracks in your own soul. And that's where this message begins. This is not about how others see you. This is about how heaven sees you. This is about how the spirit realm has marked your journey. And it all starts with facing the one truth most people spend their whole lives avoiding. So get ready. Sit with this. Let it settle into your bones. Because by the end of this message, something old will die and something divine will awaken. Are you ready, chosen one? Let's begin. What makes you the 1%? It's not about ego, it's about assignment. Chosen one, what separates you from the rest of the world isn't arrogance. It's not pride. It's not ego. It's assignment. You didn't choose this path to feel special. You were chosen to carry something sacred, something that not everyone can hold. That's why only 1% ever awaken to it. And fewer still are strong enough to stay on the path once it begins. You see, this world rewards surface. It praises comfort, applause, and imitation. But you were marked for something deeper. You were sent here not to blend in, but to disrupt the patterns. You are the shift, the interruption, the divine disruption in a world addicted to cycles. And that chosen one comes at a price. You carry a spiritual weight that the average person doesn't even recognize. You hear things others dismiss. You feel what others numb. You see beyond the moment, beyond the mask, beyond the lie. That doesn't make you better. It makes you assigned. You were assigned to see what others avoid. That's why you've always felt older than your age, heavier in your heart, more aware of the things people don't say. While others laughed, you noticed. While others celebrated the shallow, you searched for depth. You were never built for the surface. That's the first sign of the 1%. Most people choose denial. But you, chosen one, carry the blueprint for awakening. There is a reason you couldn't stay asleep, even when you tried. Life wouldn't let you. The pain wouldn't stop knocking. The illusions didn't satisfy. The relationships didn't anchor you, because they weren't meant to. You weren't sent here to get comfortable. You were sent here to remember. Only 1% are strong enough to feel deeply, to see through the fog, and still keep walking forward. You've cried silent tears. You've walked through storms with no umbrella, no backup, no crowd to cheer you on. And yet, here you are, still standing, still listening, still hungry for truth. That alone makes you rare. But don't mistake your strength for a burden. It's your qualification. The brokenness you've known was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to awaken you. The enemy tried to silence you through trauma, through abandonment, through rejection. But those very things became the fire that shaped your discernment. That heartbreak wasn't the end. It was initiation. It was the moment heaven said, "Now they're ready." You see, this is why ego can't survive the chosen one journey. Because every part of you that's not aligned with your true assignment gets stripped away. The pride, the image, the performance. It all dies in the wilderness. And that wilderness is where you found your true voice. Your spiritual awakening didn't happen on a mountaintop. It began in the valley, when everything you thought was, you fell apart. When the people you loved the most didn't understand your shift. When your prayers turned into groans because you had no more words. That's when the divine stepped in and said, "This one is ready for more." You didn't get here by accident. You were prepared in pain, trained in silence, and promoted by obedience. That's why you are the 1%. Because you didn't run when it got hard. You didn't numb yourself when the truth started hurting. You didn't betray your spirit just to stay accepted. You chose truth over popularity, alignment over applause, spirit over ego. And if you've ever felt like giving up, understand that's part of the training. The pressure wasn't punishment. It was the fire that forged your insight. Your sensitivity isn't weakness. It's your divine antenna. Your loneliness isn't failure. It's separation for elevation. God doesn't raise voices that can't first survive the silence. And you, chosen one, survived. What you carry now isn't just wisdom, it's spiritual authority. You've seen too much to go back. You've felt too much to be numb. You've been called too clearly to ignore it. That's what makes you the 1%. And the truth is, you didn't ask for this. But you accepted it. You surrendered to it. You embraced the journey that others fear. That's not ego. That's assignment. Remember this. Your life is not ordinary because your spirit is not common. Your pain was not wasted. Your isolation wasn't random. Your tears didn't fall unseen. Everything was preparing you for now. You are not the 1% because you're better. You are the 1% because you were willing to be broken, emptied, and reshaped, so you could carry light into darkness. That's why this message has reached you. Because you're not just meant to hear it, you're meant to embody it. And as you step into the rest of this truth, let your spirit rise. Because this is only the beginning. Comment 111. If you now understand that your strength wasn't ego, it was evidence of divine preparation. The hard truth. The world you knew was never meant to keep you chosen one. This part may sting. But it's time you hear it clearly, without softening. The world you grew up in, the systems you trusted, the people you leaned on, the paths you thought were yours. They were never designed to keep you. That world was never home. It was a training ground, a temporary station, a waking illusion meant to stir something eternal inside you. You see, most people go through life chasing a version of reality that was crafted to keep them asleep. Success, validation, acceptance, comfort. These things look beautiful on the surface. But for a chosen one, they never satisfy. Have you noticed that? No matter how well things seemed to go, something always felt missing. No matter how loved you were, something still felt off. That's not dysfunction. That's divine discomfort. That's your spirit whispering, this isn't it. Because here's the hard truth, and it will hit deep. You were never meant to stay where you started. Spiritually, emotionally, even physically. What was familiar to you was never meant to be your forever. The home you once knew, the relationships you grew up in, the religion you inherited, the culture that shaped your early identity. These things were allowed, but they were not permanent. They were the womb, not the world. And staying in the womb too long suffocates the life that was meant to grow beyond it. The world you knew trained you, yes, but it also tried to tame you. It tried to make you small. It fed you lies dressed up as loyalty. It told you to conform in order to belong. It demanded you silence your inner voice just to keep the peace. But the divine assignment placed in you would not die. Even in your silence, it burned. Even in your pretending, it pulsed. You were never built to stay hidden. And that's why the breaking had to come. That's why certain people had to leave. That's why the environment began to feel too tight. You outgrew it because you were never meant to stay in it. Like a serpent shedding its skin, like a tree breaking its pot, like a bird cracking the shell. You had to be uncomfortable so that you would stop settling. The hard truth is, the world was not created to make room for you. You were created to expand until it could no longer contain you. It's painful, yes, because you loved that world. You found identity there. You found meaning in it. You attached your sense of self to its rhythms, and now, watching it fall apart, feels like death. But death, for the chosen one, is not the end. It's a passage, a portal, a necessary spiritual gate that leads to a higher realm of truth. That's what makes this truth so difficult. Most people won't believe it until everything collapses. Most won't understand it until the job fails, the relationship ends, the friends distance themselves, the illusion shatters. But you, chosen one, are seeing it now because your soul is ready. The pain you feel is real, but so is the freedom on the other side. This world, the one you knew, conditioned you to doubt yourself. It taught you fear before faith. It glorified survival, not purpose. It told you to work hard, but never asked what your soul wanted. It distracted you with noise, with performance, with obligation. And yet, you always sensed there was more. That more is your original design. That more is your true alignment. And it required the breaking. You are now being invited to stop trying to resurrect what heaven is calling you to bury. That old world, no matter how much nostalgia it holds, cannot hold your calling. You cannot fit back into spaces you were spiritually called out from, and you know that now. Every time you try to return, your spirit shrinks. Every time you go back to what's familiar, you feel disoriented. That's not failure, that's protection. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the shame for outgrowing people and places. You're not betraying anyone. You're being faithful to your soul. And the truth is, many of the people around you were never meant to walk with you beyond the first phase. They were part of the preparation, not the promise. Trying to bring them into your next chapter will only slow you down, because you're not who you used to be. This is why the world couldn't keep you. Because your soul is too ancient to be boxed in by modern illusions. Your spirit is too alive to be dulled by routine. Your vision is too divine to be caged by culture. The world you knew could never contain the real you, and it was never supposed to. So now, what do? You mourn what needs to be mourned. You honor what helped shape you. But then you rise, with clarity, with reverence, with strength. You take your place in a new reality, one not built by fear but by faith. One not ruled by man's system, but guided by divine revelation. You will find your people again. You will find new rhythms, new grace, new alignment. But first, you must release what you were never meant to cling to in the first place. That's the hard truth. But it's also the most liberating one. Chosen one, this world was never your cage. It was your cocoon. And now, the wings you didn't know you had are starting to stretch. You're not crazy. You're awakening. You're not lost. You're being relocated. You're not dying. You're being reborn. Remember that. And if that truth hits you in the spirit, comment 777. Let heaven and earth bear witness. You've seen the truth, and you're not turning back. Why most people turn back. The cost of knowing. Chosen one. There's a reason why most people don't make it this far. There's a reason why the path you walk feels so lonely at times. It's not because the truth isn't available. It's because the cost of knowing it is far greater than most are willing to pay. Let's be real. Everyone says they want the truth until the truth shows up and starts shaking their entire world. Truth doesn't just inform, it transforms. And transformation, by its very nature, destroys what's false. It disrupts comfort. It tears down illusions. It demands a level of self-honesty that most people aren't ready for. That's why they turn back. That's why they resist the awakening. Because truth costs everything the ego built. You see, once you know, you can't unknow. Once your eyes are opened, you can't go back to sleep. But not everyone wants that. Some people would rather live in a beautiful lie than face an uncomfortable reality. They cling to routines, relationships, beliefs, and identities that keep them numb. Because numbness is easier than awareness, and comfort is easier than calling. But you, chosen one, you were called to walk through the fire. You didn't get the luxury of staying asleep. Life made sure of that. Pain woke you up. Betrayal woke you up. Rejection woke you up. And when it did, you faced something most people fear: the truth about who they are and who they're not. When you begin to awaken, everything around you shifts. People who once loved you start to feel distant. Places that once brought you peace begin to feel strange. And suddenly, you realize how much of your life was built on false foundations. That's a heavy revelation, and many can't carry it. Some turn back because the old life, even in its brokenness, feels safer than the unknown. Some turn back because they fear losing people, love, acceptance. Some turn back because their identity is too tied to the mask they wore, and to remove it would be to lose everything familiar. This is the cost of knowing: isolation, misunderstanding, the death of old versions of you, the silence of spiritual separation, the burden of carrying insight others reject. You'll be called too intense, too deep, too much. Not because you are, but because your presence forces others to confront what they've buried. Your light agitates their shadows, your truth threatens their illusions. But you didn't come here to fit in. You came to disrupt. You came to awaken. You came to remember. And that remembrance doesn't just elevate you, it exposes what's asleep around you. That's why the journey gets lonely. That's why many who started with you can't go where you're going. Chosen one, understand this: everyone loves the idea of spiritual awakening until it costs them their version of reality. Everyone wants divine power until they realize it requires divine surrender. Everyone wants to hear from heaven until heaven tells them to leave what's killing their spirit. But you're still here. That says everything. You haven't turned back, even when it hurt. Even when the truth shattered your image, even when you had to grieve the people you loved while they were still alive, even when the old version of you begged to stay the same, you still chose to evolve. That's why you're the 1%. That's why you're being entrusted with more, because you've proven that truth means more to you than popularity, that alignment matters more than applause, that peace is worth the price of losing anything that was never rooted in truth to begin with. Most people turn back because awakening isn't glamorous, it's gritty. It breaks you, it strips you, but it also builds something in you that nothing else can. It gives you vision, strength, discernment, authority, and a voice that carries weight in the spirit realm. Don't envy those who stayed asleep. Pray for them, but don't follow them. Because once you've known truth, your only option is forward. There is no back. And if this part of the message resonates with you, if you've paid that cost, if you've walked away from what you once loved just to honor what your spirit revealed, then understand this: heaven sees you. You're not invisible. You're not forgotten. You're rising. The cost was high, but so is the calling. And you, chosen one, you are worth the journey. Facing the truth, what happens inside you? Chosen one, when truth enters your life, it doesn't knock politely. It doesn't ask for permission. It arrives like a roaring wind, and once it touches your soul, something inside you begins to unravel. Not because you're breaking down, but because everything false within you is being pulled apart. This is what most people never prepare for. But you're not most people. You've been chosen to face it. Facing the truth is not just about seeing something clearly. It's about becoming someone entirely different. The moment the truth hits your spirit, the first thing that happens is the shaking. Everything inside you that was built on lies, illusions, ego, survival, and trauma begins to tremble. You feel disoriented, You question everything, your beliefs, your attachments, your identity. And this confusion isn't a sign of failure. It's the first proof that you're waking up. This awakening, chosen one, is not a gentle process. It's not a peaceful retreat. It's a sacred upheaval. You will feel your inner world collapse before your outer life even begins to change. You will find yourself staring into the mirror and not recognizing who you are. That's because the person you were pretending to be is falling away, and the person you were divinely designed to be is emerging from beneath the rubble. Truth will expose every lie you made peace with. It will surface old wounds you thought were healed. It will bring memories to light that you tried to bury. It will reveal patterns you inherited from broken places. You'll start seeing yourself not through the lens of the world, but through the eyes of heaven. And that kind of vision changes everything. This is the beginning of ego death, the death of the persona, the dismantling of the mask you wore to survive. When truth enters, the mask can't stay on. You'll feel raw, exposed, vulnerable. You might even feel angry at the lies you were fed, the time you lost, the people who misunderstood you. And that anger, when surrendered to the divine, becomes fuel. It pushes you toward healing. It forces you to reclaim your voice. Chosen one, don't resist this phase. It's holy. It's heavy, but it's holy. The pain you feel is your soul stretching. Your tears are sacred water, cleansing the lens through which you view the world. You may feel alone, but in this aloneness, you're actually being reconnected to the divine source of who you are. As the truth works its way through your being, something powerful begins to awaken. Discernment. You start noticing energies. You feel the difference between what's real and what's performative. You hear the falsehood in familiar conversations. You feel a quiet refusal rise in you, a refusal to settle, to pretend, to compromise your spirit. And alongside discernment, you gain clarity. Clarity about your purpose, clarity about your past, clarity about why certain things didn't work out. You begin to see divine orchestration behind what once felt like chaos. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start whispering, "Thank you." That's how you know the truth is doing its work. This internal transformation also creates friction. Because when you change, the world around you gets uncomfortable. Friends pull away. Environments feel tight. Even your own body reacts. Your sleep shifts, your appetite changes, your energy feels unpredictable. That's your nervous system trying to keep up with your spiritual alignment. It's all connected. You are being rewired from the inside out. One of the most beautiful yet painful changes is your relationship with silence. You begin to crave it, because in the silence, you hear truth even louder. You sit with God more. You begin to heal in places where words were never enough. You begin to love yourself without needing permission. You start honoring your soul over society's scripts. But here's what's most important. Once the truth begins to live in you, you cannot betray it. You can't return to smallness. You can't dim your light to keep others comfortable. You can't deny what you now know, not without feeling the internal fracture of spiritual misalignment. And that inner fracture hurts more than any rejection from the outside world. You may not be able to explain this change to others. That's okay. This is not something the mind can fully grasp. This is a soul-level awakening, a divine realignment. You're not here to convince anyone. You're here to become everything heaven whispered to you in your darkest hour. And though the process is hard, what you gain is immeasurable. You gain authenticity, you gain power, you gain spiritual authority. You walk with a presence that can't be faked, a peace that can't be bought, a light that can't be hidden. So if right now you feel like something is dying inside you, good, let it. Because what's dying was never truly you. And what's rising in its place is holy. It's strong. It's real. Chosen one, this is what happens when you face the truth. You don't just see the world differently. You become the version of yourself that was always waiting to emerge. And from this point on, nothing will ever be the same. The divine test. Why it feels like you're losing everything. Chosen one, let's be honest. This season feels brutal. Things are falling apart. People are leaving. Opportunities are drying up. The things you once leaned on are no longer reliable. It feels like you're losing everything, and maybe deep down you've been asking, why? Why is this happening to me when I'm finally trying to walk in truth? Why is everything slipping through my fingers just as I'm waking up to who I really am? Here's the truth most won't tell you. This isn't punishment. It's preparation. What you're experiencing is not chaos. It's a divine test. Not a test to see if you'll pass or fail in human terms, but a spiritual evaluation to strip you of all that was never meant to stay. This test comes when heaven knows you're on the verge of a deeper assignment. But before you can receive it, the old must go. You see, the divine doesn't build on broken foundations. And even though you've grown, even though you're awakening, there are still parts of your life that are rooted in fear, survival, comfort, or codependency. God knows that what's coming next in your journey is too big, too sacred, to carry that old weight with you. So it begins, this divine unraveling. This is why people who once walked closely with you now feel distant. It's why the job that once gave you security now feels like a cage. It's why your routines don't give you peace anymore, because the divine is disrupting everything that isn't aligned with your destiny. What you're losing may have comforted you, but it couldn't sustain the next version of you. Loss hurts. And the enemy will try to whisper in your ear that it means you're failing, that you've messed up, that God is distant. But that's a lie. The very fact that you're losing these things is proof that heaven is near. God is not silent. He's refining. He's not punishing you. He's purifying you. When you're truly chosen, you don't get promoted through comfort. You get promoted through pressure. This test is about one thing: trust. Can you trust what you cannot see? Can you trust that losing people is making space for your real tribe? Can you trust that the doors closing are divinely timed? Can you trust that the stripping is actually sacred? Because that's what faith is. Faith doesn't show up when everything is going well. Faith is born when everything is shaking, and you still choose to say, I believe. The test is not about what's happening around you. It's about what's happening within you. Are you still trying to hold on to what's dying, or are you willing to surrender even with tears in your eyes and say, let your will be done? That's when transformation truly begins. That's when the divine sees that you're not just called, you're committed. Chosen one, every great soul goes through this. Look at the ones who came before you. Prophets, warriors, healers, visionaries, they all had to lose something before they walked in something greater. Abraham had to leave his homeland. Joseph had to be betrayed. Moses had to be exiled. Jesus had to be rejected. The pattern is clear. Greatness is always preceded by separation. You are not losing everything. You are shedding what no longer serves you. You are being refined, not ruined. What's being taken from you is heavy, yes, but what's being birthed in you is holy. And that holiness cannot share space with confusion, with fear, with compromise. This test is building your spiritual stamina. It's proving your character. It's making sure that when you do receive what's next, you'll carry it with integrity and grace. So if you're feeling empty right now, don't panic. Emptiness is the prerequisite for divine filling. If you're feeling lost, remember, sometimes God hides you while He heals you. Sometimes heaven closes every door to make sure you finally look up. Not because you're forgotten, but because you're being chosen again at a deeper level. Hold on, chosen one. This test won't last forever, but the version of you that will emerge from it, stronger, wiser, purer, will last forever. Don't curse the loss. Bless it. Let it cleanse you. Let it teach you. Let it reveal who and what was never meant to go with you. Because when this test ends, and it will, you won't just rise, you'll be unstoppable. What you gain. After the storm clears, chosen one, after all the shaking, after all the loss, after all the tears have dried and the dust begins to settle, something begins to shift. Slowly, quietly, but powerfully. You start to feel lighter. You begin to breathe differently. You look around and realize that though you lost much, you didn't lose yourself. In fact, you finally found the part of you that was buried beneath the noise. The storm didn't come to destroy you. It came to deliver you. And now, after walking through the fire, you begin to see what was waiting for you on the other side. The first thing you gain is clarity, deep, unshakable clarity. You no longer look at life through the same lens. You see through the performance. You sense people's energy before they speak. You feel the difference between what is divine and what is distracting. That clarity is not arrogance. It's the reward of alignment. You also gain peace. Not the peace that comes from everything being perfect on the outside, but the kind of peace that makes no sense to anyone else. The kind that sits with you in silence and reminds you that you are protected, seen and guided, even when nothing around you makes sense. That peace is sacred. It doesn't depend on circumstances. It lives in your spirit now. Another thing you gain is discernment. After walking through deception, manipulation and betrayal, your spirit has become trained. You now know how to listen with your soul, not just your ears. You pick up on things most people miss, and that discernment will protect you moving forward. No longer will you waste energy on dead connections or hollow opportunities. Your yes will be rare. Your no will be holy. You also gain strength. Real spiritual strength, not loud, not aggressive, but unshakable. You've been through the kind of pain that breaks people, and yet you're still standing. That strength becomes part of your posture. People feel it when you enter the room. Heaven honors it. Hell fears it. You've earned it through fire. But more than all of that, you gain alignment. You start moving in sync with the divine. You stop chasing what was never meant for you. You let go of the need to force or beg or prove. You trust that what is yours will find you. You live by divine timing, not man-made urgency. You are no longer ruled by fear or performance. You are ruled by purpose. And with that alignment comes divine connections. You begin attracting people who see you, not your image, not your gift, not your past, but your essence. People who don't drain you, but pour into you. People who remind you of heaven when they speak. People who confirm what God already told you in secret. These are your tribe, and they were always waiting for you on the other side of the storm. Chosen one, the storm was necessary. Not because God wanted to see you suffer, but because heaven needed to clear the path for what was next. Everything that was removed made room for something higher. Every loss carved space for purpose. Every breakdown birthed a new level of grace. Now, you walk differently. You speak with more weight. You live with more intention. You understand silence. You embrace solitude. And you carry something in your spirit that cannot be faked, authentic power. That's what you gain when the storm clears. You didn't just survive, you transformed, you evolved, you remembered. And now that you've tasted this kind of truth, there's no turning back. You are no longer who you were, and that's the greatest gain of all. Who you're meant to become, the guardian of truth. Chosen one, now that the storm has passed and the illusions have fallen, you're no longer wandering aimlessly. You're standing at the edge of destiny. This part of your journey isn't about healing from what happened to you. It's about stepping into who you were always meant to become. And that identity is not casual, it is sacred. You are not just a survivor. You are not just awakened. You are a guardian of truth. You were chosen not only to see what others couldn't, but to protect it, carry it, live it, speak it. In a world that prefers convenience over conviction, You are called to stand firm when others bend. You are called to walk upright when the world bows to deception. This calling is not about popularity. It's not about being seen. It's about being aligned with heaven, even if it means walking alone. As a guardian of truth, you no longer speak just to be heard. You speak to shift atmospheres. Your words carry spiritual weight. Your silence has meaning. Your presence unsettles what's false and activates what's buried in others. You are not just someone who knows things. You are someone who protects divine revelation. This role is costly. It will require you to continue standing when you're tired. It will ask you to keep loving when others retreat. It will demand that you honor your discernment, even when it offends those still sleeping. But you were built for this. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every moment of isolation, it all trained you to carry what can't be carried by the masses. You are meant to become someone who doesn't flinch at darkness because you've already wrestled with your own shadow and won. You're meant to walk into spaces and bring light. Not artificial light, but divine clarity. You're meant to be the one people come to when the lies they once believed start falling apart. Not because you're perfect, but because you've been there. You've faced the fire and found your way back with truth in your hands. Your authority won't come from titles. It won't come from validation. It will come from alignment. When you speak from a place of revelation, heaven backs your words. When you move from a place of obedience, heaven clears your path. That's the mark of the guardian of truth. You are not here to entertain. You are here to disrupt. Chosen one, this version of you is different. It's not driven by ego. It's driven by assignment. You've grown beyond the need for approval. You've stopped explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You've learned that silence can be louder than shouting, and that peace is a sign of divine alignment. This is your rise, not to fame, but to spiritual stature. You were once hidden so that you could be made whole. Now you're being revealed, not for applause, but for impact. Your life becomes a message. Your journey becomes a map for others trying to find their way. You don't need to convince anyone of your value anymore. Your fruit will speak. You are a guardian of truth. You don't follow the crowd, you follow the cloud. You listen to the still, small voice when everyone else is caught up in the noise. You carry fire in your bones, not to burn people, but to ignite them. And as you walk into this new role, understand this. Everything that left made room for everything sacred. Everything you lost prepared you to carry what others can't. You are who you are now because you never gave up on what was real. You're not just chosen, you're trusted. And heaven is watching as you step into what was always yours. What to do next? Let the old fall away, chosen one. Now that you see clearly, the next step isn't to rush ahead, it's to release. You don't need to add anything right now. You don't need to fix, chase, or prove. You simply need to let go. Because what's meant for you in this new chapter cannot flow if your hands are still holding what has expired. Let the old fall away. This is the sacred moment of surrender. It's quiet, it's internal, but it's powerful. You've already walked through the storm. You've already faced the truth. Now, your soul is being given the chance to breathe without the weight of the past. Don't resist this. Don't try to resurrect what you've already been delivered from. If it left, it was supposed to. If it collapsed, it was built on something temporary. If it hurt, it was sent to teach, not to stay. You're not in the same place anymore. Your energy is different. Your frequency is higher, your discernment is sharper. So the things that once fit will now feel foreign. The people you once leaned on may now feel distant. The desires you once chased may no longer excite you. Don't panic. That's proof that you're evolving. That's how spiritual alignment feels. It strips the unnecessary so the essential can rise. Let this be your posture in this next season. Openness. Don't try to define it too quickly. Don't rush to rebuild the image. Let your spirit lead. Rest, reflect, journal, walk in silence. Listen closely to what your soul is whispering. That whisper is the voice of the divine, guiding you with gentleness and certainty. You may not know exactly where you're going, but you don't have to. What matters now is that you're no longer carrying what was never meant for you. Release the expectations. Release the guilt. Release the pressure to go back to who you were. That version of you did their job. They got you here. Honor them, then let them go. And if you're ready, truly ready, to walk into this next dimension of your calling, then take a breath right now and declare it. Say it out loud. I let the old fall away. And if this message is your confirmation, comment 444 below. Let it be your agreement with heaven that you're not looking back, because the new has already begun, and what's waiting for you is greater than anything you've lost. Let go and rise. Final prophetic word. You're chosen to end cycles, not repeat them. Chosen one, listen carefully. This is not just the end of a video. This is a divine announcement over your life. You were not sent here to repeat the same cycles your bloodline, your community, or this world has normalized. You were chosen to end them. You are the interruption, the breaker, the one who carries the authority to say, "This ends with me." You didn't go through what you did for nothing. You weren't broken just to survive. You were broken to break patterns. Every tear, every betrayal, every loss, it wasn't random. It was preparing you to carry a weight that few could bear. You were trained through pain, refined by fire, and shaped in silence so that when the time came, you could stand in your full spiritual identity and shift everything around you. And that time is now. The cycles of emotional bondage, spiritual confusion, generational dysfunction, they were never meant to continue. But someone had to be bold enough, strong enough, surrendered enough to stop the pattern. That someone is you. Not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. Not because you're better, but because you were brave enough to awaken. Your life is a doorway. Everything you touch from here forward will carry either healing or harm, and the fact that you're still here means you chose healing. You chose awareness. You chose light. That choice already disrupted hell's plans for your bloodline. That decision already shifted timelines. Don't doubt the power in your presence. You walk with an unseen army. You speak with a voice backed by divine authority. You carry the blueprint of heaven in a world confused by noise. Every time you say no more, heaven echoes, "Well done." You are not fighting alone. You are walking with generations who prayed for someone like you to rise. So now, walk differently, love differently, lead differently. Live like someone who's not afraid to be misunderstood. Live like someone who's already been approved in the courts of heaven. The cycles are broken. The veil is lifted. The authority is yours. Chosen one, you are not just awakening. You are fulfilling prophecy. You are the evidence that healing is possible, that truth still exists, that God still speaks, that grace still chooses people the world overlooks. You're not repeating what came before you, you're rewriting it, and that, beloved, is why you were chosen. It is done. It is finished. Now rise, bold, aligned, and unstoppable.